Listen up. There are two types of people in this world, wolves and sheep. The problem is, too many of you are walking around like sheep, waiting for permission, scared to stand up, afraid of failure. But let me tell you something. The alpha wolf doesn't wait for permission. The alpha wolf doesn't need validation. The alpha wolf leads the pack. See, in the wild, the alpha wolf is the first to wake up, the first to move, the first to take action. He's the one who eats last but fights first. He's the one who protects his vision, his goals, his family, whatever he claims as his own. And the only way he got there, he earned it. Some of y'all want to be alphas, but you ain't putting in the work. You want the respect without the discipline. You want the success without the struggle. You want to be the leader, but you're too busy following. That's not how this works. You see, the alpha wolf knows something most people will never understand. Pain is part of the process. Struggle, that's fuel. Pressure, that's a privilege. While everybody else is crying about how hard it is, the alpha is out there grinding, hunting, pushing forward, because he knows comfort is the enemy of growth. When the storms come, when the cold nights hit, when the pack is tired, who keeps going? The alpha. When everybody else is making excuses, who finds a way? The alpha. When failure knocks him down, who gets back up? The alpha. So my question to you is simple. Are you an alpha, or are you pretending? Because an alpha doesn't just talk. An alpha doesn't just dream. An alpha executes every single day. Stop waiting for the right time. It's now. Stop waiting for approval. You don't need it. Stop making excuses. It's on you. Wake up, lock in, move like an alpha. And don't just tell them you're coming, show them. The truth is, waiting for permission is a luxury that only weak people indulge in. Alphas don't wait for permission, they take action. They don't sit around hoping for signs or for someone to tell them they're ready. They understand that the world isn't going to come knocking with an invitation. The only way to make your mark is by going after it yourself. If you want to be in control of your own destiny, then you need to step into that role without asking for validation, without seeking approval from anyone but yourself. Think about it for a second. Most people spend their entire lives waiting. They wait for the right time. They wait for someone to give them a chance. They wait for circumstances to align. They wait until the stars are aligned, until they feel ready, until the fear subsides. And what happens? They stay stuck. They stay in the same place year after year, chasing the same dream that's always out of reach because they're waiting for someone else to tell them it's time. The alpha wolf, however, understands that waiting is not an option. He knows that waiting for permission is a sign of weakness, a sign of insecurity, and a sign of hesitation. The alpha doesn't wait for opportunities to fall into his lap. He creates them. He makes things happen, regardless of the circumstances. If he has to make a tough decision, he makes it. If he has to step outside his comfort zone, he does it. If he has to fight for what he wants, he does it. When you wait for permission, you hand over control of your life to someone else. You are basically saying, I'm not confident enough in myself to take action without someone telling me it's okay. This is a mindset of submission, not leadership. They go out and take it. They take it with their actions, with their discipline, and with their persistence. The moment you start asking for permission, you begin doubting yourself. You question whether you're good enough, capable enough, or deserving enough to go after what you want. You tell yourself that you need validation before you can move forward. But here's the reality. You don't need anyone's permission. The only person who gets to decide if you're ready is you. When you realize this, you stop waiting for opportunities to come to you. You stop looking for someone to tell you that you can do it. You realize that you can create your own opportunities. No one has to approve you. And you don't need anyone's approval to start taking massive action. Alphas never ask for permission because they know that the world isn't built for people who ask for permission. The world is built for those who take it. While others are sitting around waiting for someone to hand them a blueprint, the alpha is already forging his own path, designing his own future, and laying the groundwork for the life he wants to live. This mentality is a reflection of confidence, self-reliance, and a sense of urgency. Alphas know that time is their most valuable asset, and they don't waste it waiting around. Every moment counts, and they know that action is what propels them forward. When they decide something, they move. They don't sit back. They don't overthink it. They go after it. Alphas also understand that waiting can be the killer of momentum. Momentum is everything. Once you get moving, once you take that first step, the momentum begins to build. But if you wait, if you hesitate, if you stall, you lose that momentum. And losing momentum can be a death sentence for your dreams. When you get moving, even if the first step isn't perfect, it doesn't matter. The key is to start. You start with what you have, where you are, and you trust that the momentum will carry you forward. The reason most people fail isn't because they lack talent, intelligence, or resources. It's because they wait too long to act. They wait until the conditions are perfect, until they have everything lined up, until they're absolutely sure they won't fail. And guess what? That moment never comes. Life doesn't wait for you to get it together. Life doesn't wait for you to feel ready. The alphas in the world know this, and that's why they act, regardless of the conditions, the fear or the uncertainty. They make moves and adjust as they go. They don't waste time waiting for someone else to tell them it's their turn. They take it. Some people may call this reckless, impulsive, or risky. But what's more risky? Sitting on the sidelines and watching others take action, watching them create what they want out of life while you stay stuck in the same place, or stepping up, taking that leap and knowing that the only way to learn is through experience. The alpha knows that the only way to grow is by doing, by failing, by learning from mistakes, and by pushing forward. Every time you delay, every time you hesitate, every time you seek someone's permission, you lose ground. Time slips away, opportunities pass by, and when you finally decide to take action, you're already behind. You've allowed others to lap you. You've allowed the moment to slip away. Taking action is the only way to move forward. And when you take action, you don't need permission. You don't need someone to tell you it's okay. You just need the courage to move, the confidence to keep going, and the conviction to know that you've got this. Alphas know that the world doesn't owe them anything. They don't wait for the universe to hand them opportunities. They create them. They don't sit by the sidelines waiting for the right moment, the right time, or the right approval. They make the moment. They make the opportunity. They decide to move and then make it happen, no matter the obstacles or how impossible it seems. Waiting is for those who fear their own potential. Waiting is for those who don't believe in themselves. Alphas don't wait. They don't wait for approval. They don't wait for a green light. They go, they move, and they make it happen. They trust themselves. They know that the best time to act is always now. And when you start moving, when you start acting, when you stop asking for permission, you will understand the power of self-reliance. You will realize that the permission you were waiting for was always inside you. The decision was always yours. It's time to take control. Pain and struggle are often seen as obstacles. They're seen as things to avoid, things that we should try to escape. But the alpha mentality flips that script completely. Pain isn't an enemy, it's fuel. Struggle isn't something to run from. It's the very thing that forces us into something stronger, sharper, and more resilient. If you want to grow, if you want to evolve, then you have to embrace the pain. Because the truth is, pain is part of the process. Every successful person, every leader, every person who has risen to the top has faced pain. They've gone through the grind, the rejection, the heartbreak, the long nights, and the crushing setbacks. They felt the weight of failure, the sting of disappointment, and the uncertainty of whether or not they'll ever make it. And you know what? They didn't run from it. They didn't shy away from the discomfort. They faced it head on and used it as a stepping stone to get where they are now. Pain is transformative. It shapes you. It strips away the parts of you that aren't necessary for success. It forces you to become better, smarter, more focused. It sharpens you like a blade in a forge. Without pain, there is no growth. Without struggle, there is no strength. The moment you start trying to avoid discomfort, you're also avoiding your own potential. What most people don't understand is that pain is the best teacher. It's in those moments of hardship, when things feel like they're falling apart, that we truly discover who we are. It's when everything's on the line, when you're pushed to the brink, that you either break or build. And it's not about the pain itself. It's about how you respond to it. It's about how you choose to carry yourself in those tough moments. You think the Alpha's path has been easy? That they woke up one day at the top and everything just clicked? No. The Alpha's path is filled with setbacks, with mistakes, with moments of doubt, and with heartache. But the difference is this: the Alpha doesn't stop. They use that pain to push harder, to grind longer, to go further. They understand that every challenge is an opportunity to level up. They know that what feels like a defeat in the moment is only a stepping stone toward their ultimate success. The majority of people fail to succeed because they let pain knock them off course. They let the discomfort paralyze them. They let the fear of failure or the sting of rejection hold them back. But the Alpha doesn't let pain control them. They control the pain. They use it, they channel it, and they come out stronger on the other side. Every time. Think about the last time you faced real pain. Think about the time when you thought you couldn't keep going. What did you do? Did you let it break you, or did you push through? Because here's the reality. It's not the pain that defines you. It's how you handle it that makes you who you are. It's your ability to stay in the fight, to keep moving forward, to refuse to quit, no matter how much the pain tries to drag you down. Every time you push through the pain, you build resilience. You build mental toughness. You build the mindset that success is not a matter of if, but when. Every time you fight through adversity, you grow stronger, more capable, more confident in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. The more pain you endure, the better equipped you become to deal with future challenges. This is the secret that separates the Alphas from the rest. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not even intelligence. It's the ability to embrace discomfort, to seek out the struggle, and to use it to get better. While most people are waiting for things to get easier, the Alpha's looking for ways to challenge himself, to get stronger, to improve. Because the Alpha knows that the best version of himself is on the other side of that struggle. He knows that the only way to become more is to face the pain head on and keep moving forward. There's no progress without struggle. It's impossible. The moment you try to avoid discomfort, you also avoid growth. You avoid the very thing that will push you to your next level. And as hard as it might be to accept, the struggle is necessary. The setbacks are necessary. The failures are necessary. They are part of the process, and they are part of what will make you great. When the going gets tough, most people start looking for ways out. They look for shortcuts, for a way to bypass the pain. But here's the thing, there are no shortcuts to greatness. You can't skip the work. You can't avoid the pain, and you shouldn't want to, because the pain is where the growth happens. The pain is where the magic is. The Alpha doesn't run from it. The Alpha doesn't hide from it. The Alpha embraces it, welcomes it, and uses it to get better. It's easy to dream of success. It's easy to talk about goals, about winning, about reaching the top. But if you really want to get there, you have to be willing to endure the pain that comes with the journey. You have to be willing to get your hands dirty, to fight for what you want, to sweat, to bleed, and to fall down over and over again. Because it's through all of that that you will find your true strength. Let's be clear, success doesn't care about your comfort zone. It doesn't care if you feel like you're ready. It doesn't care if you feel like you've had enough. Success cares only about whether or not you are willing to face the struggle. Are you willing to get uncomfortable? Are you willing to keep going when the pain feels unbearable? Because if you are, success will come. If you're not, you'll always be on the sidelines, watching others take the rewards of hard work while you wait for things to get easier. The truth is, it will never get easier. It will always be hard, and that's okay, because the harder it is, the stronger you become. The more you push through, the more capable you become. And when you come out on the other side, you'll be unrecognizable. You'll be the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. The alpha knows this. The alpha understands that pain is part of the process. And instead of running from it, they run toward it. Because they know that the road to greatness is paved with struggle. And they're willing to take that journey, no matter how painful it might be. Because they know what's waiting for them at the end. Comfort is one of the most deceptive enemies we face on the road to success. It whispers sweet lies into our ears, telling us that we've done enough, that we've earned a break, that we deserve to relax. But here's the truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. When you get too comfortable, you stop challenging yourself. You stop pushing yourself to be better. You stop moving forward. Comfort tricks you into thinking you've arrived, but in reality, you've stopped progressing. The problem with comfort is that it feels safe. And safety is something we're all drawn to. But the reality is nothing worthwhile ever came from playing it safe. Nothing extraordinary ever came from staying in your comfort zone. If you want to reach your potential, if you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to succeed at the highest level, you have to be willing to step out of that comfort zone and into the unknown. You have to be willing to face discomfort head on. Because discomfort is where the growth happens. When you're comfortable, you stop striving. You stop reaching for higher goals. You stop learning. You stop challenging yourself. Comfort is a trap. It's a place where you stagnate, where you lose sight of your true potential, where you stop becoming who you were meant to be. The moment you get comfortable, you stop moving forward, and that's where people start to fall behind. Think about it. The people who achieve greatness, the ones who stand out, the ones who make a real impact, they didn't get there by sitting back and taking the easy route. They got there by constantly challenging themselves, by stepping into the discomfort, by putting in the work even when it hurt, when it was hard, and when every part of them wanted to quit. They didn't give in to the temptation of comfort, and that's why they reached the levels they did. Comfort makes you lazy. It makes you complacent. It gives you the illusion of progress when in reality you're just treading water. If you're not uncomfortable, if you're not pushing the limits of what you're capable of, then you're not growing. Growth happens when you're forced to confront your weaknesses, when you're forced to face your fears, when you're pushed to your limits and you have no choice but to break through them. The alpha understands this. The alpha knows that comfort is the enemy. The alpha knows that in order to get to the next level, they have to face the discomfort. They understand that the only way to get stronger, faster, smarter, more capable is by constantly challenging themselves to go further than they ever have before. The moment you start getting comfortable, you start to fall behind. You stop learning, you stop improving, you stop innovating. And the people around you who aren't afraid of discomfort, who are willing to push past the pain, will leave you behind. Success doesn't wait for you to be comfortable. Success doesn't care how cozy you feel. Success is a battlefield. And if you're not willing to put in the work, to step into the discomfort, to go the extra mile, you will lose. The people who win are the ones who are willing to suffer for what they want. They're the ones who don't let comfort stop them. They're the ones who push through the fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, and keep moving forward no matter what. We live in a world that constantly tries to sell us comfort. Look at the people who have achieved extraordinary things. They didn't get there by sitting back and relaxing. They didn't get there by waiting for the perfect moment. They didn't get there by staying in their comfort zone. They got there by embracing the discomfort. They got there by working when everyone else was resting. They got there by going the extra mile, by taking the risks, by doing the things that others weren't willing to do. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, you grow. Every time you face discomfort, you get stronger. Every time you push yourself to do something you've never done before, you expand your limits. Growth comes from challenging yourself, from pushing past the boundaries you've set for yourself, from reaching for more than you think you can achieve. Comfort doesn't allow you to grow. It keeps you small. It keeps you stuck in the same place, doing the same things, getting the same results. You want to change your life, if you want to change your future, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to go beyond what's easy and reach for what's hard. The reality is the most successful people in the world didn't get there by playing it safe. They didn't get there by avoiding challenges or by trying to find ways to make things easier. They got there by pushing through the discomfort, by embracing the grind, by fighting through the setbacks, and by refusing to let comfort dictate their progress. The difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is this. Successful people choose discomfort. They choose to do the hard work. They choose to face the challenges head on. They choose to get uncomfortable, knowing that it's the only way to grow. Comfort may feel good in the moment, but it is holding you back from the life you truly want. It's holding you back from achieving your highest potential. The people who reach the top don't do so by avoiding the struggle. They do so by embracing it. They do so by choosing the discomfort every single day because they understand that the pain, the effort, the sacrifice is what will ultimately lead them to success. It's easy to make excuses when you're comfortable. It's easy to tell yourself that you've done enough, that you've earned a break, that you need rest. But the truth is, you're never going to get ahead by resting. You're never going to reach the level of success you want by taking it easy. If you want more, you have to give more. You have to do more. You have to embrace the discomfort and keep pushing, no matter how hard it gets. Because it's in those moments, when you're uncomfortable, when you're struggling, that you're getting stronger, that you're getting closer to the success you're after. Execution is everything. It's easy to talk a good game. It's easy to say you have big plans, big goals, and big dreams, but talk is cheap. The world doesn't care about your intentions, your ideas, or your aspirations. The world cares about what you do. What sets successful people apart from the rest is not just that they dream big, but that they execute on those dreams. They take action consistently every day. The difference between talking about something and actually doing it is the difference between winning and losing. Anyone can sit around and plan. Anyone can sit in a room, think of ideas and brainstorm how they want their future to look. But what really matters is what you do when you leave that room. The real measure of success is found in your execution. The action you take is what turns your vision into reality. Execution doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It doesn't wait for the right timing, the right resources, or the right moment. Execution doesn't need the stars to align. It just moves. You don't need all the answers. You don't need to know exactly how it's going to play out. But you do need to take the first step. You need to start. And once you start, you keep going. You make adjustments as you go, but you never stop. You keep moving forward, one step at a time, no matter what. Too many people get stuck in the planning phase. They get overwhelmed by the enormity of their goals and never take the first step because they don't feel ready. They get caught up in trying to figure out every little detail before they take action. And guess what happens? They don't execute. They don't move forward. They stay stuck in analysis paralysis, thinking they need to have it all figured out before they do anything. But success doesn't require you to have everything figured out. Success requires you to act, to try, to fail, to learn, and to keep moving. The alpha knows this better than anyone. The alpha doesn't wait for the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect resources. The alpha acts and figures it out along the way. The alpha knows that the only way to get closer to the goal is to keep moving. The only way to get results is to take action. And that's where most people fail. They get so caught up in the idea of perfection and the idea that they need everything to be just right that they freeze. If they don't have it all figured out, they'll fail. The truth is, you'll never have it all figured out. Don't need to. You need to execute. Execution means making the decision to move, to make progress. Even if it's small, it means getting your hands dirty, getting uncomfortable, and being willing to take risks. Execution means not waiting for someone else to tell you what to do. It means taking the responsibility to create your own opportunities. While others are sitting around planning and waiting for things to fall into place, the alpha is out there taking action, getting results, learning from mistakes, and growing. The beauty of execution is that it leads to results. You don't know what will work until you try. You can sit around talking about your dreams for years, but if you never do anything, you'll never know if they're possible. And that's the problem with all the talking in the world. It doesn't lead to results. Results only come through action. The best ideas, the most brilliant visions, the most strategic plans mean nothing without execution. They're just ideas on paper, just words spoken in a room. Execution is the only thing that turns those ideas into something real, something tangible, something that impacts the world. People who talk but don't execute are forever stuck in the dream phase. They talk about how they're going to be successful, how they're going to achieve great things, how they're going to change the world, but at the end of the day, it's just talk. They don't do the work. They don't put in the effort. They don't make the sacrifices, and because of that, they stay in the same place while others pass them by. The truth is, execution is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Dreamers fantasize about success. Doers make it happen. Dreamers talk about their goals. Doers take action to achieve them. The dreamers might have great ideas, but it's the doers who bring those ideas to life. They are the ones who put in the hours, who stay focused, who work when no one is watching, who keep going when it gets hard, who refuse to quit, no matter how many setbacks they face. And this is the difference that creates success. Execution is the bridge between vision and reality. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new idea, a new project, or a new dream. But ideas are worthless without action. Your vision is nothing if you don't take the steps necessary to make it happen. Execution means translating your ideas into tangible steps. It means breaking down your goals into manageable tasks and then getting to work on those tasks, day in and day out. Execution means being relentless. It means showing up every day, no matter what, and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. The best part about execution is that it's something anyone can control. It's not dependent on luck or circumstances or timing. It's about what you choose to do today. It's about deciding to take action, no matter what. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and staying consistent. That's how you build momentum. That's how you turn your vision into reality. When you start executing, you learn, you grow, You fail, but you get back up. You make mistakes, but you adjust. And each time you fail, you get closer to success because you're learning what doesn't work and adapting to find what does. The people who succeed don't get there by avoiding failure. They get there by embracing failure as part of the process. They keep moving forward despite setbacks. They keep executing no matter how many times they fall down. The key to execution is consistency. It's not about doing something great once and then stopping. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Success doesn't come overnight. It's the result of consistent, persistent action over time. The more you execute, the closer you get to your goal. And even if you don't see immediate results, you're still making progress. You're still learning, still improving, still moving forward. The power of execution is that it gives you the momentum you need to keep going. Every action you take, every step you make, every task you complete adds to the momentum. Momentum is what fuels success. When you start taking action, even if it's small, you build momentum. And with momentum, you start to see results. With results, you get more confidence. And with more confidence, you take even more action. It's a cycle that propels you forward toward your goals. Most people talk about their goals, but very few actually follow through. They set big dreams. They talk a big game. They visualize success, but then they get distracted, they get lazy, or they get discouraged. Action is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's easy to say you're going to do something. It's easy to create a vision. It's easy to make promises to yourself. But the real test is whether or not you act on those promises. Real success doesn't come from the ideas you have, the plans you make, or the things you talk about. It comes from your ability to execute. And execution is not about thinking. It's about doing. Talking about something is easy. It takes no effort. It takes no sacrifice. It doesn't require courage. But doing, taking consistent action requires something more. It requires discipline. It requires focus. It requires grit. It requires you to show up day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it, even when things aren't going your way, and even when it's hard. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The ones who succeed take action. They don't wait for things to be perfect. They don't wait for the right time or the right circumstances. They act, and they act now. One of the biggest traps people fall into is waiting for the perfect moment. They think they need everything to be lined up, every piece of the puzzle to fit perfectly before they can move forward. But the reality is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. There will never be a time when everything is just right. The key to success is starting, even when conditions aren't perfect, even when you're unsure, even when you're scared. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will be waiting forever. The best time to act is always right now. The key to execution is to stop making excuses and start making moves. People get trapped in the idea that they need to know everything before they act. They want to have all the answers, all the plans, all the knowledge before they step out. But this is where they fail. The best lessons come from action. You don't know what's going to work until you try it. You can't figure out the best route until you start moving. The only way to learn is by doing. Failure is a part of the process. And if you don't start, you can't fail. You won't have any lessons to learn. You can sit around planning and strategizing for years, but if you never execute, you'll never grow. When you execute, even if things don't go as planned, you're learning, you're evolving, you're adjusting, you're getting closer to your goal with every step. But when you don't act, when you hesitate, when you procrastinate, you lose valuable time and you don't learn anything. And the longer you wait, the more your goals and your dreams start to slip away from you. The longer you put it off, the less chance you have of achieving it. Success is about putting in the work every day consistently, even when it's tough, even when it doesn't feel like anything is happening. The magic happens in the doing. Every time you take action, you move closer to your goals. It's the small steps, the consistent actions, the everyday habits that compound over time and lead to massive success. The people who achieve great things don't do so because they have some secret talent or because they have everything figured out. They succeed because they act. They move forward even when they don't have all the answers. They understand that success is a journey and that action is the fuel that drives that journey. People often underestimate the power of small actions. They think that to make a difference, they need to make massive moves all at once. But the truth is, small steps lead to big results. It's about consistency. It's about doing the little things day in and day out. When you take action consistently, even if it's just a small step, you build momentum. And momentum is the most powerful force in achieving anything. Momentum keeps you moving even when things get tough. Momentum gives you the energy to keep going. Momentum keeps you on track, and it helps you push through when everything else is telling you to quit. There's no magic formula for success. It's not about waiting for the right opportunity or hoping that things will just fall into place. It's about taking consistent, deliberate action, no matter what. It's about making a commitment to yourself to do the work even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, even when you're unsure if it's all worth it. Success is not a result of feeling good. It's a result of doing what you said you were going to do day after day. Execution is also about pushing through fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles that keeps people from taking action. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of making mistakes. But here's the thing, fear doesn't go away. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, how confident you are, or how successful you become. Fear will always be there, lurking in the background, trying to hold you back. The key is not to let fear control you. The key is to act despite the fear. You push through it. You do it anyway. The successful people aren't those who are fearless. They're the ones who feel the fear and take action anyway. Taking action also requires accountability. You have to hold yourself accountable for what you do and what you don't do. Success isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you create through the actions you take. No one is going to push you to do the work. No one is going to force you to move forward. It's on you. You are the one who has to wake up every day and make it happen. You are the one who has to hold yourself to a higher standard. You have to be your own motivator, your own source of accountability. Because when you take ownership of your actions, when you make a commitment to execute, you will push through and get results. One of the biggest reasons people fail is that they give up too soon. They take a few steps, they don't see immediate results, and they quit. But success doesn't happen overnight. It's not a quick fix. It's a marathon, not a sprint. The key to execution is perseverance. It's about continuing to act even when it seems like nothing is happening. It's about trusting the process, trusting that the actions you're taking today will pay off in the future. You may not see the results right away, but that doesn't mean you're not making progress. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you are moving closer to your goal. In the end, execution is about building momentum and trust in yourself. The more you execute, the more you believe in your ability to make things happen. You realize that your dreams are not just wishes, they're possibilities that you can turn into reality through consistent, focused action. Every time you take action, you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving greatness. And that's the foundation of success. Okay, if it's not painful, what is it? People believe that you can do it combined with, listen to me, this is your moment. This is the time to stop making excuses, stop waiting, stop hoping that things will magically change. You have everything you need right now to take action. You don't need permission, you don't need validation, and you don't need someone to come along and push you. The power is already in you. The alpha doesn't sit back and wait for things to happen. The alpha makes things happen. You have a choice. Every single day you have a choice. You can either sit back and watch others succeed while you keep telling yourself, one day, or you can make today that day. You can step up, take responsibility, and start moving toward what you say you want. Because at the end of the day, it's not about what you say, it's about what you do. Your actions define you, your discipline defines you, your consistency defines you. You will face obstacles. You will have setbacks. You will feel moments of doubt. But that's what separates the weak from the strong. The weak give up when it gets hard. The strong push through. The alpha keeps moving, keeps grinding, keeps fighting, because success isn't given, it's earned. It's built through relentless execution, through discipline, through refusing to quit no matter what. You don't have time to waste. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Every day that passes is a day you could have been getting stronger, getting smarter, getting closer to your goals. Stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop holding back. There is no perfect moment. There is only now, and now is all you need. Now is when you make the decision to become the alpha. Now is when you choose to step up, to execute, to dominate. You were built for this. The hunger inside you, the vision, the drive, it's all there for a reason. It's time to unleash it. It's time to rise. It's time to stop talking and start doing. Because in the end, when you look back at your life, you won't remember the dreams you talked about. You'll remember the dreams you made real. So go get it!